What's up, guys? We are currently in Telluride, Colorado. What really distinguished this place from Ouray for us was just the upscale nature of this town. There's like a lot of money here. It definitely feels like less authentic Western and more like bougie Western.
It's funny because we were in a little mountain town, but being in Telluride reminded me so much of being in Cambridge, Massachusetts. All the houses were very neatly packed together, like really tight, and a lot of them were really modern. There was a lot of colorful homes there.
So the weather in Telluride did not cooperate with us. We were still able to get out and hike and do some cool drives and go into town, but it was always like on the edge of raining.
Yeah, I think it rained every single day that we were there. But the weather was crazy. Like, it would be really cloudy and really rainy one minute, and then all of a sudden it would break and be super sunny and super idyllic. I think that was like the word of the week for me there. That the entire place was very idyllic. So the only campground in Telluride where you can bring your RV is called the Town Park Campground. And it's literally part of their town park, which is situated at the very end of Main Street. Typically the town park is first come, first serve, but lately because of COVID, you have to make reservations, and we were super lucky to get the only spot available in the park that would fit our RV.
The campground was pretty small, but it had amazing views, and the town park was just incredible. It had everything. They had like a concert stage, skate park, swimming pools, skating rink, volleyball courts, baseball fields, soccer fields. It was just incredible. It's like everything you'd ever want. Beautiful facilities. You can tell some money has been put into this place. And now it's starting to rain. So typical Telluride fashion. We're just gonna try to get through this.
Yeah.
It was just a drop. So we were coming back from a hike that we accessed from the campground, which was really cool. And we were hearing cheering and screaming. So we walked down the baseball fields and they had these sort of social softball games. And there was these girls teams playing, and it was just awesome. It was a great vibe. They were like drinking, and there was like a great crowd there. So we were like, you know what, let's just watch some live sports. And it was the first time we'd seen live sports in over a year. And we brought some beers over, and it was just a super fun time. It was raining, the sun kind of peeked through a little bit at the end, and that's when we got a double rainbow over the game. It was just such a unique experience, like double rainbow watching these girls play softball, getting drunk. It was a good time.
I really enjoyed that from our campsite you could literally walk to a hike. So right behind our campsite was a hike to Bear Creek Falls. I did that one day, and at the end of the hike is a really awesome waterfall. And then the whole way up the hike, you basically follow this creek.
And I did some mountain biking while we were there. I did the Galloping Goose Loop. So the trail was named after the Galloping Goose motor cars that ran on the railway there. So in the late 1800s, Rio Grande Southern Railway was going from Telluride to Durango and bring passengers, mail, etc. Eventually they went bankrupt because the Sherman Act and various other boom towns that sort of dissolved. They didn't have any more business, but they still had a mail contract. So they developed these really interesting like car train hybrids called the Galloping Geese. And they were basically old cars that were converted over to railway vehicles, and they used those to deliver the mail. And they were named the Galloping Geese because as they went down the railway, they were kind of jerry-rigged together. They would wobble, kind of like a goose that was waddling along. So I think they made 7 of these things, and we were able to see some at the Ridgway Train Museum, which is really cool. So we had to partake of the dining fare in Telluride, so we went to this place called There, which was this really small, really hip little restaurant. They had like a table with trees growing through it. They had popcorn with brags instead of like bread for an appetizer. We got some killer drinks there.
And the best shishito peppers ever.
Best shishito peppers. Just got like a big bowl of shishito peppers and crushed it.
It's so good. I wanted really shishito peppers really bad, and they were delicious.
And the people running the restaurant were very chill, very cool. So if you're in Telluride, check out There for sure.
I think everyone in Telluride is very cool, very chill. I'm always also looking for unique dining experiences, and one of the restaurants they had there...
Keep going, just keep going. Keep going. If you get bad, we'll throw the camera in the trailer. Let's just keep going. Okay. We can get this done.
So I'm always looking for unique dining experiences, and one of the restaurants they had there was called the Alpinist the Goat, where they do fondue. And I have never gone out for fondue before, so we had to go. I made Jesse take me there, and it was so fun.
It was super fun. Yeah, they had a fondue that had like the traditional Gruyere, Emmentaler, and then they put French Brie on there to make it a little more creamy and have some flavor to it.
Yeah.
So it was cool to have that little riff on fondue.
It was really good.
So we heard about a ghost town up near these lakes called Alta. And so of course we had to explore, and we took the truck, and towards the top of the road, there was just so much snow. So we had to abandon the truck and continue walking in. So we only made it to the ghost town. We didn't get to the lakes, but we explored the ghost town, and these old houses were gorgeous. Just the workmanship and the way the wood was sort of built into the houses. It was almost like a herringbone style.
The town felt super remote and was really high up there on this mountain. I can only imagine that being up there in the wintertime was rough.
So a fascinating tidbit of history about the town of Alta is that Nikola Tesla installed the first industrial use of AC current here. They ran an electric transmission wire from the San Miguel River up to the town. So that was kind of crazy to learn about, that like we were walking in the footsteps of Nikola Tesla in this ghost town. So now we're headed to Buena Vista up through the Monarch Pass. I'm curious to see how the truck and trailer handle that drive. It's gonna be some steep grades, but I'm sure it'll be gorgeous. So we'll see you guys there.